Did you know that 100 out of 100 people are suffering with subscriber phobia? So if you hit the subscribe button, you're cured! Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Averageteadrinker here and we are back with another banger of a video. It's the 24 Uldaman. Finally managed to get some footage, feels good man. Right, really quick announcement. I have changed my UI and I'm currently still working on it. I did this as I get quite a lot of comments asking about my UI and if it's available. The UI I was using was a paid UI from now, but as I said, I'm currently building my own. So if you do like my UI once it's done, I'll put it in a Discord so you can get it for free once I'm finished. So do bear in mind the UI for this key. I will show my talents before the key and my stats as normal, and I will do tips and tricks throughout the video. Enjoy the pump. Right, so the first tip I will bless you with is there are two mobs you need to watch out for, going to the first boss and the second boss. So you'll have quite a few of them to deal with at the start of the dungeon. There is the Geomancers. They're going to cast Chain Lightning and they're going to cast Stone Spike. Chain Lightning hits harder out of the two. It's going to hit the party, so prioritize that cast. But try kick and CC as many as you can out of the two. And then for the Berserkers, they're going to do a massive Ground Slam, which is quite a quick cast. So keep your eyes peeled, otherwise you will get slammed into the ground. Very fast tip, the rock throwers, there's going to be a ground effect under your feet if they cast on you. You basically just move out of it, so always watch your toes because you may be standing in something you're not supposed to. Right, so for Mr. Tomac, a few things I'll highlight. His main ability, which will kill you, is the massive Thundering Slam cast. Adds will spawn throughout the fight, but you want to focus on kicking the Geomancer, so it can be stacked on top of the boss and then just cleave down. Make sure to CC the mobs when they are stacked, because they're going to jump around like crazy, so if they're CC'd you can cleave them down faster. And then the last thing I'll mention is the totem which spawns throughout the fight. You need to full focus the totem when it spawns as it stuns and interrupts the boss. And then for my Shaman brothers, play Primordial Wave for the ad spawns, and on pull, save it for the first totem spawn. And then regarding your defensives, just rotate them on each totem spawn, because it does pulsing AoE. And now you know all the juice, blast them down. Right, so for the 3 Shortmen, very easy fight. So Olaf's going to cast a protective shield, which can be kicked to do that. He also does a cast called Ricocheting Shield on a party member, so if that's on you, don't stack with other people, and don't stand in theirs if it's on them. Balog will do a cleave on the tank, so be wary of that. Eric the Swift throws a swirly at the ground, so dodge that. And then for your defensives, I would say use them for the Ricocheting Shield and the dagger throws. And to point out the obvious, dodge the longboat raid swirlies, because they will blow you up. Right, so for the 2 Custodians here, there's going to be the dwarfs, which will do a cleave on the tank, so be wary of that. And then the snake-looking people, Custodians, they have a stacking damage buff, so when they're in combat they'll just get increased damage until they're CC'd, as in stunned. So if you don't want your tank to die, once they get a few stacks, just stun them or knock them up, so your tank can have a better time playing the game. Right, so for Snake Sentinel, another easy-ish fight. The main thing which will kill you in this fight is the Earthen Shard's Bleed Dart, so save a defensive for it, unless you get it bopped or purged from you from an evoker. The AoE knockback is pretty rough, so use AG when you feel like you need to. You can use Stone Skin Totem for the bleed and the knockback, as they're both physical damage. And then on this dungeon, the tank was doing some secret tech I hadn't actually seen before. So he was saving his Stone Bolt after the stacks had dropped off the boss, and he was waiting to stop the AoE knockback. So, pretty good idea. You could also do it with War Stomp if you're a Tauren, but now you know the juice, pump him down. Familiar face are the little Custodian dwarfs. They do the frontal on the tank, the cleave, but be wary again. And then the Weavers, they do Stone Bolt, which you can interrupt, and then Hails of Stone, which is the important one, which you can only CC, you can't kick it. So make sure you try to stop as many casts of that as you can. Right, so for Angry Golem, it's a pretty rough boss, but it is manageable. He does a frontal searing clap on the tank. Seems to be a running theme for this dungeon, do you not agree? But the two major things to watch out for, the swirling fire tornadoes surprisingly hit like an actual tornado, and then the unstable embers. This is where you want to rotate your defensives and AG, as this hits really hard. Your healer does have a pretty rough time on this boss, so help out when you can. If you know you're going to phase the boss soon, where you have to kill the ads with the mega death fire ray chasing you around, you can save your primordial wave if the second ad is close enough, so you can get some funnel damage and clear the ads faster. The swirlies are really hard to see on this boss, but just try to keep your eyes peeled and blast the boss down. Right, so we've spoken about the Weavers and Custodians, which are now still in these packs, but now there is the Golem. He's going to do a Thunderus Clap, which does AoE damage if you're in line of sight, so you'll see me dipping in between line of sight to stop the damage, just before he finishes his cast. I would say in lower keys, you probably don't really need to deal with this, just hit it, but once you can start going a bit higher, you will need to LOS it. For these packs, there's the Warders and the Guardians. Don't stand in the shiny ball because it'll kill you when you stand in it, and just kick the Warders. Right, this is a fairly nasty area. Pretty insane pull. I've not done this pull where you just pull everything up into the room. But the Time Reavers, they do a stacking haste debuff on you. So you'll lose haste and you'll take a massive dot damage as the stacks go higher. So if you do not have a priest to master spell this, or you're not getting the spells from your healer, I would suggest at 4 stacks, potentially 5, depending on how much damage you're taking. Go around the corner, any LOS, and just drop your stacks. So say on 3 seconds left, you run around the corner, you let it drop off, and then you go back in and start attacking, because once it gets to a certain level, you're going to do no damage anyway because of the haste debuff, and you're just going to be taking loads of damage. Right, so for Goku Dragon, there's only a couple of things to mention. Out the fight, he will cast Wing Buffet, so I'd rotate your defensive on these casts and use AG to help top the group. It does knock you back as well, so be wary where you're getting knocked too. The boss will put an ability out called Time Sync on random party members. I believe it's 2 at a time, which drops a massive swirly on the ground. It can be dispelled, and it can also be taken off through Freedom and Tiger's Lust. We as Shaman also have our own way of getting rid of this through Spirit Walk. Try to place these pools in areas close to other puddles and the sides of the wall, because then you'll have more space as the fight goes later. Be wary of the tank frontal. Other than that, pump the boss down. What a journey it's been. This is the last dungeon in this season's Tips and Tricks. It was quite a smooth key to end on really, so feels good. But this isn't the end of Tips and Tricks. Next season I will be posting videos and hammering keys, and then I'll upload them all for a new season of Tips and Tricks. I think looking back, we've done pretty well considering we haven't gone hard this season and just purely pugged our way up. I'm going to try at least get 3.3k before the season ends, but next season I'm going to try get a title push. I'm hoping. I hope the tips were tipping this video, and I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Also, if you don't want to be a pleb, go in the Discord. Much love peeps, until next time.